Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anti-Bio. I'm Anti.
And I'm bio.
I need to grab my charger. We're doing another Reddit reading video. Today, we're looking at AITA again.
Again. Yet
Again.
again.
The first one didn't even release yet. I'm just gonna assume it got hundreds of views.
Guess you
So
can only assume.
you can only assume it's Schrodinger's cat at this point. So let's
Schrodinger's video.
jump into this first story that we have. AITA for calling my grandma out on a disgusting colorist remark she made about her stillborn granddaughter. I promise I can read. Last night, my mom showed my grandma a picture of her stillborn granddaughter. The mother of the baby happens to be my grandma's youngest and darkest daughter, who gets ridiculed frequently for her dark skin tone. The first thing, oh my god, I closed the tab.
All I feel is pain.
The first thing my grandma says, hopefully she would have gotten later if she was still alive. I called my grandma out for saying something so disgusting about her stillborn granddaughter. My grandma calls me crazy and starts laughing so hard she cries. My mom's sitting in the same room quietly scrolling through her phone. I asked my mom if she thought this was wrong, and all I get from her is a quiet, that's not an okay thing to say. My grandma is still laughing. I continue to tell her what she said was horrible, and out of nowhere, my mother tells me to shut my mouth and I'm overreacting. My mother and grandmother were treating me as if I were crazy for thinking the way I did. I went to one of my close friends about the situation as I had no one in the house that thought the same what I did. My mother ended up finding out about my venting and called me worse than both her and my grandma. My mother is the same woman who once told me that you can be beautiful regardless of skin tone. But there she was, angry at me for telling my friend about the whole ordeal. Where was the anger for my grandma said? Where was the anger for what my grandma said? My mother is mad for embarrassing her. I keep skipping words.
My mother's mad at me for
I
embarrassing her.
know. My mommy is mad at me for embarrassing her. She couldn't give a shit about what my grandma said, no matter how fucked up it was. It sucks she won't say anything to my grandma because stuff like this is normal in her home country. My family is from South Asian descent. Let's judge. Welcome to the court, the anti-Bible court. Here we judge if you are indeed or indeed not an a-hole. We'll ask the jury. Uh, Makai, what do you think?
Alright, personally, I think NTA.
I agree. I concur.
Final
NTA
verdict?
for me too.
NTA.
Final verdict. We must explain our reasoning. Your
Alright,
grandma's
basically,
racist.
some people, like old people, be tripping. Like, bro, this ain't 1934 anymore. You can't be, like, making racist remarks like that. I mean, why
Well,
would you be an asshole
progressed
for
as a
calling out
society.
racist behavior? It's current
That,
year now. Like this shouldn't be excused anymore. And I feel like the
exactly. It's
mom
the
was.
year.
I feel like the mom
Whatever
was
year.
like, wait, what?
Exactly. It's current year. Whatever year the viewer is watching this video, it's that year right now.
Exactly, it's current year. But like, it's sad because I think the mom was like saying nothing out of respect for her mother. It feels weird. Like, what happened in the story contradicts with like what the mom told her or told them, right?
Yes.
So like,
So
if the mom says you can be beautiful regardless of skin tone, besides like a quiet like that's not okay. I feel like it's more of like a respect thing because that's her mom.
well, what I think is, what do I think? Your grandma is
Bruh.
racist. That's one for one. And for second, your mom is a spineless pussy. And I think she was just upset at you because she's embarrassed. So she cares more about her self-image than, blatant racism. And here we go. The section where we read comments. The part where we read comments. The jury. NTA. An old shitty person is still shitty.
So you censor yourself on asshole, but you say shitty?
Listen.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Whatever. Second comment.
First thing my grandma says is, hopefully she would have gotten lighter if she was still alive. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. My mom was sitting in the same room, quietly scrolling through her phone. I asked my mom if she thought this was wrong. All I get from her is a quiet, that's not an okay thing to say. I want you to step back and re-examine your mother's behavior for a moment, because you seem to be having a hard time understanding the position she might feel that she's in. First things first, at this moment in time, it's not your mother's job to be on your side. It's your job to be on hers, and you could look at that a little different from the way you're very understandably approach things. But let's look at this here. Out of nowhere, my mother tells me to shut up, and that I'm overreacting. So after such an awful comment, why would she have said that? I can think of a few reasons, and it could be one of these or combination or none. She may have been too emotionally drained. She may not have wanted to alienate her mother, and she may see that kind of wait, alienate her mother at a time when she was looking for support. She may see that kind of comment slash prejudice as old dog new tricks kind of situation, where she didn't expect an argument to change anything. And finally, she may have just wanted to move on and pick up her battles differently. It sounds like this scenario, from the way you're describing things, is the latest in what has been an ongoing pattern of abuse, and it's fairly
Holy shit,
common
this
for
comment
victims.
is long.
Yeah,
I
pick up
thought this
after this
comment was
paragraph.
much shorter. Wait,
It's a
wait.
fairly
How long is this
common.
comment?
Oh my goodness gracious!
I just want to see how long this comment is because it goes on for a while. They're breaking down everything. Do you want to read the rest of it?
Honestly, I've gotten so far. Okay, it sounds like from this scenario, from the way you're describing things, is the latest in what has been going an ongoing pattern of abuse, and it's fairly common for victims of emotional abuse to want to keep the peace and please their abusers at least. It is from my limited understanding. Your grandmother's laughter seems to underscore that pretty heavily. So by making a big deal out of the atrocious comment, you become the one who's rocking the boat. My mother is the same woman who once told me you can be beautiful regardless of skin tone. But there she was, angry at me for telling my friend about the whole ordeal. Looking at what I wrote above. Oh, wait, actually, you read this.
Looking at what I wrote above, can you see how this may have affected her? The underlying truth is that she agrees with you, but at the same time, she wants her mother's approval. She's in a situation and always has been that she doesn't know how to deal with. And now her daughter is, in her view, making that situation even more difficult to deal with. She could have given, she could,
She
she
couldn't.
couldn't give a shit about what my grandmother said, no matter how fucked up it was. And that's what your statement is completely false in my opinion. She gives much more of a shit than you do because she grew up with it. At some point though, she accepted it and that's just the way your grandmother was. And this battle wasn't and this was a battle you weren't gonna win, or something like that. So basically what this comment has said is your mother grew up with your grandmother, so she knew that if she got into an argument with her grandmother, she would not have won. So the the mother just gave up instantly. She was like, "I'm too old for this shit." Honestly kind of relatable because my mom is really stubborn in arguments, so I don't even attempt to argue with her at this stage. I just like, you know what, mom? Yeah, you okay, mom? Yes, mom.
You just go along with it then.
We're gonna wrap
Pain.
this up. Pain indeed. Recorded another one. Uh, so that was AITA for today. We have another AITA video because there's another story I wanted to read, but this video is already too long, and I'm try I'm you guys understand. So in 2 days you'll have your next AITA video. Uh, cue the outro.